today I'm going to be showing you guys how to submit cards to PSA so you can turn your raw cards like this into graded cards like this, so you can hopefully increase the value if and when you go to sell them. When I first started, this process was really intimidating to me. I couldn't imagine handling all the paperwork and actually submitting cards to the PSA all by myself. But we're gonna go step by step from preparing the cards for grading to actually dropping off the box at the post office, and that'll show you guys it's actually a lot easier than you would think. So step one is preparing your physical cards to actually get graded. PSA requests that you send them in a penny sleeve and a card saver one, just like this. Most of you guys probably have them in your collection like this and a top loader, but don't send them in like that. PSA wants them sent in card savers because that makes them easier to remove for them when grading without damaging them. And don't worry, all the materials you'll need, I'll make it super simple down below. I'll have the Amazon links so you can just go and pick these up really easy. But yeah, anyways, just take them out carefully like this. The top loader should be pretty simple. I assume you guys have done that before. Some people like to use a little microfiber cloth before sending them in. I do this about 5% of the time, really only if I see something on here, little dust, maybe a thumbprint or something like that. Just give it a little wipe. Once again, don't worry about that. You really don't have to do that, but if you see something, you can kind of polish it up like that. But yeah, you take the card saver, and the technique for this right here is you kind of want to open it up first, and this is something you guys should practice maybe with base cards or something like that if you've never done it before. But the main thing is you want to pry it open with that one, loosen it up a little bit, and stick with me, guys. This is just, I'm explaining the technique. Get one finger, pull it back. I usually start with one on the edge, and then you put it in, and then just slide, and then I kind of get those back fingers right here to kind of re-pry it open, put it in there. And yeah, it's in. That wasn't a flawless technique. Maybe I get a little nervous when I'm on camera. But yeah, it's good to go like that. And then the rest of them, just get them, put them in, slide them in. Just be careful, but it's not that tough. Get it in there carefully, and then boom, good to go. Got your cards all prepped for grading. Then at the end, you should have a stack that looks like this with all the cards you want to set out for grading, and you're good to go. Now we're off to the computer to send these cards off to PSA. All right, so here we are on psacard.com. If you don't have an account, you would just go on the right here, click this little button right here. I'm not gonna go step by step through making an account on here because I figure if you guys haven't done that before, then you're too busy hunting in the wilderness or doing some other stuff to actually be submitting cards to PSA. So you guys can figure that out. But once you're signed in, you're gonna click submit right here in the top right corner. Very simple. Click start. You guys can see right here, I actually have done some PSA subs before, so I have a little bit of experience doing this. But you're gonna go to new submission, online submission, on site. We're gonna keep this, like, for 99.9% of you, we're gonna keep this main line to what you're gonna be doing most of the time. So online submission, right here, that's when you ship it in. So they have a bunch of options here. Once again, we're focusing on what 99.9% of you guys are gonna be doing. If you're grading Funko Pops, sorry, you gotta find another video. This is not for that. But in general, whether it's Pokemon cards, autograph cards, regular cards, jersey cards even, where they have the jersey in there, just click trading cards right here on the top left, and you'll be good. Go on. Once again, this other stuff is not what you're gonna be doing. You just want your cards graded, right? Now the autograph can be kind of confusing. If you open a pack and there's an autograph on a card, you don't have to click dual service. Like for me, I've graded thousands of sports cards. I've actually never used that service ever. It's something you could do. If you got the card graded in person, like you happen to walk up to LeBron James and get him to sign it, then you would have to click this. But once again, if you're grading regular Pokemon cards, regular sports cards, even autograph versions of those that are coming out of the pack, don't worry about this other stuff. Just do grading right here. You don't have to click autograph, even if it is autographed. Click continue. Once again, we're not gonna get like too into the nitty gritty here. These cheaper ones right here, the $18.99, you see the specials, you actually have to be a Collectors Club member with PSA to use just these. Making the accounts free, but to use the cheapest levels, you gotta be a member. I am a member. I think it's like $100 a year. I think it's worth it if you're gonna be doing this a lot. You can just do the math pretty quickly here, how it ends up. But once again, you don't have to do that. but we'll just go for the sake of it. Like this value option for $25 a card is open to everyone, whether you don't have to sign up, you don't have to pay for a membership. So for the sake of it, we'll just use that. Once again, you guys, if you want to do some more research and not even more research, if you want to use the $15.99 level, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can sign up for the membership on the website. It'll be easy for you, but let's just stick to it right here. Value $25.99. You're gonna scroll down, selecting continue. All right, so here we are on the page right here, and this is where you're actually gonna list the actual cards you're sending into PSA. So most of the time it should be pretty simple. Let's just say like you had a LeBron James rookie card. So LeBron James, Topps 2003. You just go. And PSA actually added these pictures here on the left, which is super helpful. So you can literally look at what it looks like. So if you happen to be, if you had a black border, that'd be pretty lucky. But yeah, you can just see all the different ones. But this is like the main one. You just put it in, quantity 1. The declared value, don't get too caught up on that. You can see it right there. It's the estimated value for your items. I don't think you're guaranteed to get that regardless. Like that's not a value you're super married to. Long story short, just don't let it stress you out. It's an estimate. Put what you believe it's going to be worth. I put what it's going to be worth at a PSA 9. So for like the LeBron Topps right here in a PSA 9, I believe it's worth around like $250. Once again, don't let that catch you up too much. It's not a huge deal, just for insurance purposes. And then boom, it's done right there. All right, and for the next card, we'll use one of the cards we were using earlier. Neymar, Topps Finest. I think was the purple version we had. And look, there's a bunch of different years and stuff here. You can actually use some of, like I can see right here, this 2022. That's what mine looks like. It's actually not the purple shimmer, but at least I know it's from 2022. But sometimes I know that can be a little confusing as well. So I'll show you guys how to actually find the exact name of the card if you're not sure. So one of the quickest ways that'll help you is look on the back of the card, at least for sports cards. And I believe Pokemon cards as well. They'll have what's called the card number in the top left corner. Like this Neymar I knew was a Topps Finest. It was 75 was the number on the back. So, okay, yeah, it's right. It's unlucky that the 2018 is also numbered that way, but yeah, so you see it's 2022. And let's say, obviously most of them should be pretty self-explanatory. Like this is purple, you can figure that out. But a lot of times if you can't, if you don't know off the top of your head what the parallel is, you can go and look up what's called the checklist. So if I put in 2022, Topps Finest Soccer Checklist right here, you can click on it. Cardboard Connection is a great site for this. And it'll kind of give you a list of exactly what it's, so it'll show, look at all the parallels right here. I can look on the back. I can see, okay, mine's out of $2.99. Look at purple out of $2.99. It'll show you all the different parallels. Another way to help too is if you have an idea, it doesn't even have to be your exact player. You can go on eBay. Okay, Topps Finest 2022 purple. Oh, okay, boom, right there. That looks like my card. And even this one's even better because look at it, it's in the PSA slab already. You can see it says purple. We won't waste too much time doing an exact breakdown of how to do that. You're gonna have to kind of mess around with it a little bit. But I would imagine for most of you guys, it should be pretty straightforward. Like Joe Burrow, Prism Silver. I mean, it shows you the picture right here. You can kind of just match it up. That should solve most of your guys' issues there. But I wanted to show you how to do a little extra research just in case. But yeah, you just put it in there. We're only doing 2 cards just for the sake of it. But next you would just click proceed to checkout. We're gonna do ship on your own. I think that's probably the simplest way. For me, you're gonna wanna ship the items back to you most of the time. Click ship items back to me. Return address. You just put in your address, telephone number, return shipping method. I go insured shipping, keep that taken care of, and then you just put in your payment method. That should be pretty straightforward. If you order, it'll tell you your total. And the good news too is PSA won't charge you. Yeah, it says it right here. It won't be charged till it's actually completed. So you guys don't have to pay ahead of time until your cards are actually ready. You're gonna click review order. After you place your order, you're gonna get a sheet that looks something like this. This is also really helpful. Feel free to review this again after you watch this video, just in case you miss anything, maybe a reminder, arrange, package. Oh, make sure you're gonna wanna have your cards in the order that you list them in your package. So if the first card you submit is LeBron James Topps 2003, and then the next one is the Joe Burrow Silver, you're gonna wanna go LeBron, Joe Burrow, and just make sure you keep it in the same order as you have on that list right there. But you see package, print submission forms and label, and submission ID label. You're gonna wanna print this out right there and put it on the outside of your box, but yeah, well, I'm gonna show you guys how exactly to package it. But all you're gonna need right here, the main thing to do is click on step 4, print all pages from submission. Then right there, it'll give your submission ID label and also your list. You're gonna have to make sure you print these out on a printer and then put them inside your actual package. So just click print right here, then I'll take you guys over into actually put them in and getting these off to PSA properly shipped. So I think for most people, a flat rate box like this is gonna work great. This is a medium flat rate box. You can get these for free from your local post office. You can also use a small flat rate box as well, maybe if you only have like 1 or 2 cards, but you end up having to put in those forms and all there anyway. So once again, 99% of the time I'm using this medium flat rate box right here. Alrighty, now you got your box right here. What I usually do is, well, I guess before I put it in the box, you can use a rubber band for this as well, but you want to make sure your cards are secured together. I use blue painter's tape. You definitely don't want to use like regular tape. This is the only type of tape you should use if you're going to be doing this, because it doesn't leave any residue or like get stuck to your cards. But that's what I usually do. I use blue painter's tape, just secure them like this together. And then what you want to do after that, what I do, I usually wrap them in bubble wrap. So take your cards like this, wrap them up. This is definitely more bubble wrap than you need, but this is how I personally do it. And then boom, you can just put it in. That's definitely more space than you would want in the box like that. Usually what I'll do is I'm usually submitting maybe like 80 cards, do different stacks. So here's one stack, then the second stack, third stack like that. That should take up most of the room. But if not, really, whatever. You can put in newspaper, usually I use just extra stuff I have lying all around, but just pack it, make sure it's fully compact like that. That actually, wow, look at that. That looks pretty dang professional. You're good to go. You're gonna wanna take all your PSA forms, which has the list, everything you print out for it, and you're gonna wanna make sure it's put in the box as well. I'm just using one piece of paper for the sake of it right here, but you would probably have a lot more behind it with the list of the cards and everything. Put it in the box, close it up like that. Then the last thing you're gonna wanna do before sending it in, so you're gonna wanna make sure to take that barcode that you got in the first, the page of your print off right there, stick it on, use some shipping tape, don't use regular tape or anything like that. Make sure it's secure on there. And then for me, if I was gonna do it, I would print out a label at home to do it. You can do it with a printer, or I have a laser label printer, which is really helpful. That makes it easy. But if you're gonna do that, you know how to do that. For you guys who are more beginners, you don't have to do that. Just make sure you have the correct PSA address. I'll pop it up here, but it's also gonna be in those, in the papers you print out and the website and everything. You can just literally take it to the post office like this, say, hey, I want to send it to this address, and then they'll put a label on there for you, and you'll be all good to go. And then you can follow your order every step of the way. So I'll show you guys what it looks like over here. You would go to orders. I got some stuff right there right now. As soon as it gets to PSA, it'll show you right here, order arrived, and you can follow every step along the way. So here's an order that I had that recently completed. You can go and it'll show you, okay, the order arrived, and they'll let you know when it's in research and ID. They're figuring out what the cards are. That's another reason you don't have to stress too much about getting the titles exactly right, because they'll research it themselves. When it's in grading, when it's in assembly, it's almost done, when they're sealing it up, and then when the grades are ready. And you'll see right here, it'll pop up before you get there. It'll just show you a picture of the card not graded, the name of it. It won't show you a grade yet, but then at the end, this is what it looks like, guys. It's pretty satisfying. You click on it, you see your card, and seeing the journey from ungraded to graded like this it's pretty fun. But all right, guys, hopefully that was helpful. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.